I'm coming home, coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. Hi guys, blessings to you all. Welcome to my channel. And as promised, as per the last video, here is the second dream I had about Mr. Combs, as well as the first sign of a physical confirmation from the Most High about what he had shown me. Alright, first I want to mention that in my last video, I did say that Mr. Combs was going through something unusual. That is incorrect. And I wanted to correct that because a lot of black men are currently going through what he is going through. Being falsely accused, even though maybe they may have done something wrong along the way, but being overcharged for things that they did not do in order to amp up, the wrongdoing and gave them a sentence that they do not deserve. This is nothing foreign. It is nothing new, right? So I want to put that out the way because I did go back and look at the video, and that was one thing that I made a mistake on. All right. So having said that, I want to also say that before I made the decision to come to New York, it was not an easy one. But I remember that even the setting of the second dream was also in New York, as well as that first dream, which was also in New York with the subway. So I knew instinctively that the Most High needed me to be in New York, because it just didn't make any sense that I would be in New York at that time. I was in LA, a nice sunny place, which I was enjoying, and it was like October at that time, which was heading towards the winter season, and I did not in any shape or form want to be in New York City at that time. And also, I did not have any prior arrangements as to where I would be staying, and being that it's such an expensive city, I just knew that it would be a lot of hassle, which I did not want to go through. So, but eventually I did end up, making this decision to head back to New York. Praise be to the Most High for that, giving me the strength to obey. And it was actually en route to New York while I was driving back that I had the second dream, which, as I mentioned again, was set in New York. So that was one of the confirmations that I knew, like, okay, Lord, I am doing what you want me to do by going back to New York, right? And then soon after I had that dream, when I did arrive in New York, I did experience, or I did see something that caused me to know that that Mr. Combs indeed was the person the Most High has sent me to on a mission for, basically, right? So here is the excerpt from that dream, the second dream. All right. So in the dream, I saw myself involved in some kind of outdoor outreach or ministry event. It looked like it had something to do with ex-prison or drug rehab, and here is why. I was chatting with a random lady about how her friend was doing, and when I started to ask her if her friend got all his things back, I saw a man in a cream white colored scrub top come and sit next to her. He confirmed that everything was fine and that he had got all his stuff back. My thought is that because of the nature of the conversation and the scrub top he was wearing, he had to be coming from a prison or hospital related facility, hence my assumption. Nevertheless, we continued to talk, and at some point I turned my head slightly to my right, and I saw you, and you being Mr. Combs, standing in front of a long table with one food warmer on it. I had seen you come in earlier with a few people, no entourage. You looked like a volunteer waiting for the rest of the food to come out to help serve people at the event. Your demeanor looked so different from the first dream, it was as if something had changed. You looked so simple and humble, so quiet and yet approachable, and might I also add, he did look a bit distant as well. All right. So at that point, I don't want to go further into the dream because it was basically describing how I felt and, this and that. But ultimately, that was how I saw him. And he was wearing, the funny thing is, I can't remember. I believe he was also wearing that scrub top that the rest of the people were wearing, which was that cream colored. That's one thing I don't remember. So I did not mention that. So anyway, I'm going back to read. So the major thing I took from the dream was freedom. You were dressed in normal clothing, which means you were clearly out of jail. I asked Yacht, oh, so he was dressed, oh my gosh, you guys, so he was dressed in normal clothing. Praise the Most High. So he was dressed in normal clothing. Um, but I don't know why. Somehow I feel like, okay, so you guys, that's what I wrote, okay? Um, but this was not exactly because I didn't write it right away when I had the dream. I remember I wrote it like a few weeks later, um, or I was recounting the dream when I wrote it, if that makes any sense. Um, the reason why I'm going through this is because I'm just wondering if his present predicament has something to do with what I might have misread about that, what he was wearing. But anyhow, how the Most High is in control, and either way, His will is going to be done. Which I know that He has a very, He's very much interested in Mr. Combs' life and his outcome, and so I know that the Most High is with him either way. All right, so just hurrying up because my storage is running out on my phone. I asked the Most High to give me confirmation if that was what He meant. So, long story short, by the time I had the second dream in January, I had decided to follow the leading of the ROAC to move back to New York City, which is what I already mentioned. And this was after having left 3 years prior. It was actually during the long drive back from LA to New York City that I got the second dream. Okay, now, here's the key. I touched feet in Brooklyn in the early hours of January so and so, right? Let me be specific, January 26th, because I don't think that would be too, too invasive. And to move into my room, basically. So I touched feet in Brooklyn to move into my room. And on that very same day, I actually came out, I think around 2 a.m. in the morning. And on that very same day, the news reports came out that you, being Mr. Combs, had left your detention facility to get medical treatment. For me, this was not a coincidence. This was confirmation that you would leave that same facility of free men. All right. So this is the crux of what of that dream. Now, as I mentioned to you guys before, there is a bit of confusion as to what he was wearing. What I do know is that the Most High is very intentional about him, and his outcome is also largely due to my faith as well as his, of what the Most High has said and will do in spite of what it looks like, in the media and with everybody else. And I saw that clearly with his trial, because I strongly believe that he has a calling. The Most High has something that he wants or he needs for him to do. And I do believe that it has a lot to do with the upliftment of our people, especially the black male. And it is no wonder then that a lot of the accusations that it has been made against him has to do with our people, you know. And I say this because people usually get a lot of resistance in the area that has to do with their calling. And and so I believe that it's very, very important for us to pray for him, or to continue to pray for him, because as I've stated in my videos before, we do not know when the Most High um, comes to people and causes them to change. Anybody could change at any time and you would have no idea. I think that we should all run this race of ours with fear and trembling, because there's going to be surprises in heaven, honestly. People that we think that are going to make it in heaven might just not make it to heaven. And the people that we swear are going straight to hell might just be the ones taking our places. And so to that I say, the Most High forbid, and that he would give us the grace to fight this race, especially for those of us who are preaching this news to people, this good news. Let us not end up losing that which we are sharing with others, and they are, you know, accepting the message while we are losing, God forbid. Um, so that is my message for today, is that the Most High does have a plan for Mr. Combs. It's very obvious to me. Now, as I mentioned, my initial thought was that he would be going straight out of that jail to his freedom. Um, but something did go wrong along the way. I think that a lot of it was also my lack of faith, as I've mentioned before, due to the fact that I did not have faith that the judge would do the right thing. And that is something that I regret, because the Most High can really use anybody, really. And I'm discovering that now, you know. Nevertheless, I know that he, you know, being who he is, would have also made provision for that mistake. And it will only further be for his glory, and also for, you know, to further improve Mr. Combs and who he is as a human being. So all things ultimately work together for the good of those who love him and who are called by him. And so, you guys, that is my dream, as well as first physical confirmation about him. And thank you for watching. And until next time, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.